The Litchfield Hills is a place where culture and nature live side by side, a place of rolling terrain, streams and rivers, historic villages and small industrial-age cities. Here are attractions in its south-central region in the area around Litchfield, Woodbury, and New Milford. The region first took hold of the popular imagination after the railroad arrived, as it became a destination for summer tourism and a country getaway from city life. Half a century earlier, Connecticut historian John Warner Barber sketched village-scapes little changed from their founding years before the American Revolution. Today, villages like Litchfield, New Milford, and Woodbury have a cosmopolitan rural feeling, while Thomaston and Terryville, once home to famous manufacturers, have an industrial image and a strong sense of place. The history of the region is written on the land and its many lovely buildings, from colonial to Greek revival. To high Victorian, picturesque historic libraries in almost every town. Town halls, opera houses, and commercial blocks add to the architectural variety and delight. Classic houses of worship. Our village centers and town greens are enriched with expressions of gratitude. This Civil War monument in New Milford honors Abraham Lincoln and is inscribed with the Gettysburg Address. New Milford troops were engaged in the battles of Gettysburg, Cold Harbor, Petersburg, and Fort Fisher. Connecticut offers the most for those who enjoy tombstone tourism. Burying grounds and cemeteries in every town provide one-stop shopping for history, art, and genealogy. The Litchfield Hills was the birthplace of New England's marble industry. Gravestones are folk art. Explore Humiston Brook State Park in Litchfield for hiking and fishing, and Lover's Leap State Park in New Milford with its scenic vistas of the Housatonic River. Farms, farm stands, and agritourism abound throughout the Litchfield Hills. The region captured the imagination of the first generation of American Impressionists. The Livingston Ripley Waterfowl Conservancy in Litchfield is a preeminent facility for breeding rare and endangered waterfowl. Guests may walk the grounds or take a tour with Conservancy staff. Flanders Nature Center in Woodbury began in 1926 when the Van Vleck family of New York purchased a farm there. Their daughter Natalie, an accomplished artist, turned a growing estate into a working farm, preserving more than 2,000 acres that today provide environmental education programs that connect science, nature, agriculture, and art for all ages. The White Family Conservation Center in Litchfield originated in 1913 and today is comprised of 4,000 acres centered around the former White family home. With 40 miles of trails and nature museum exhibits, its mission to instill appreciation and respect for the natural world provides year-round programs for all ages. White Flower Farm in Litchfield is a nationally renowned nursery that grows a wide range of ornamental plants. Its founders moved to Connecticut in the 1930s, caught the gardening bug, transforming a passion into an iconic business. For performing arts, experience the landmark community theater in the 1884 Thomaston Opera House with its busy schedule of entertainment. Area residents have worked together to improve and restore this historic facility. The Railroad Museum of New England is located in the historic 1881 Naugatuck Station in Thomaston. It provides family fun with train rides and exhibits that tell the story of how railroads transformed the region into an industrial powerhouse. Antique shops and museums with locally made art and antiques abound. The Litchfield Hills is favored by artists and galleries, some going back a century to the era when the area first attracted artistic attention. In Litchfield, Height Brown Vineyard takes pride in being the first in Connecticut to successfully produce fine wine grapes. Today they grow hybrids including Chardonnay, Chardonnay, Marquette, and Seville Blanc. Located in Litchfield's rolling pastures, Arethusa Farm raises award-winning purebred Jersey, Holstein, and brown Swiss cows to create all-natural, farm-fresh dairy goods. Great milk comes from great cows, and great cows come from Arethusa. Local museums are brimming with evidence of the history and art of the place. The Bellamy Faraday House and Garden in Bethlehem features a monumental house with luxurious gardens and inspiring stories. Across the street is the Old Bethlehem Historical Society that preserves and presents art and memorabilia related to renowned artist Lauren Ford, memorabilia related to the town's Christmas Town Festival, and artifacts related to the town's agricultural history. The Litchfield Historical Society invites visitors to explore the evolution of a small New England town. Furniture, historic clothing, household objects, and paintings reveal Litchfield's history from its earliest European settlement to the present day. Presented in 7 galleries, the museum features changing exhibitions, hands-on interactives, and an extraordinary permanent collection. Litchfield Historical tells the story of Sarah Pierce's Litchfield Female Academy, one of the nation's most prestigious girls' schools. They present the Tapping Reeve Law School, the first law school in America. It drew students from every state, Canada, and the West Indies. Its graduates read like a who's who of the early republic. Both schools extended Litchfield's fame nationwide. Founded in 1856, Litchfield Historical has built a major collection over many generations, including paintings, furniture, photography, Civil War material, and more. The New Milford Historical Society stimulates interest in New Milford through exhibits and educational and civic activities related to the extraordinary holdings amassed since its founding in 1915. Plus, locally made art pottery, furniture, folk art, and portraits. Nearby in Woodbury is the 1750s Glebe House and Garden, birthplace of the Episcopal Church in America. It was restored in the 1920s under the direction of one of the founders of the American wing at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. The Hurd House of the Woodbury Historical Society is one of the earliest house museums in Connecticut, richly furnished with locally made decorative arts. Topsmead State Forest and Garden in Litchfield is the former farm and summer estate of Miss Edith Morton Chase, a relaxed pocket of serenity. In addition to vegetable and flower gardens, there were beef, cattle, poultry, sheep, pigs, and draft horses. Architect Richard Henry Dana helped design and build the English Tudor-style house, completed in 1925. Harwinton is the home of 2 interesting history museums, the Harwinton Historical Society, with its collection of farm tools, household furnishings, photography, and the T.A. Hungerford Memorial Library and Museum. Both offer a glimpse into Harwinton's past. The Hungerford presents Civil War artifacts, early crafts, paintings, furniture, and Native American artifacts, all from around town. Plymouth was known nationally for the manufacture of clocks and locks. Eli Terry, a famous name in American clockmaking, settled here about 1800 and perfected the use of machines and interchangeable parts to revolutionize the industry. His son, Eli Jr., helped found the Eagle Lock Company. Terryville became a major industrial center. Shown here is a water wheel used to power his mills. Plymouth Historical Society has a wealth of treasures housed in the Greek Revival Shelton Alley House and an old toll house from the Hartford Turnpike. Inside is the 1852 Woodruff and Beach steam engine that powered the carriage factory next door, a rare and important survival. In the Terryville section of Plymouth is the Lock Museum of America, located across from the original site of the Eagle Lock Company, founded in 1854. The museum houses an extensive lock collection that includes time locks, safe locks, door locks, padlocks, handcuffs and keys, and locks and hardware made by Sargent & Company in New Haven. Roxbury was the home and studio of art giant Alexander Calder. Nearby, the Mine Hill Preserve cares for an historic iron furnace. Blast furnaces continued in operation here into the early 20th century. Roxbury Historical Society, located in the former town library, houses artifacts and local history collections. The Abbey of Regina Laudis in Bethlehem is a community of Benedictine women dedicated to the praise of God through prayer and work. The nuns' public outreach includes an annual Farm Aid and Farmstead Festival, the Clay and Waddles Theater Company, and the Monastic Art Shop, where crafts, woven and knitted goods, wool from the convent sheep, and the Abbey's bread, cheese, and honey are sold. The Abbey displays an exquisite museum-quality Neapolitan creche, reportedly a gift to the King of Sardinia on the occasion of his coronation in 1720. The Shrine of Lourdes in Litchfield is a replica of Grotto Lourdes in France. Built of local fieldstone, the shrine was dedicated in 1958. The Montfort missionaries developed the shrine so that individuals, families, and groups could come and pray and reflect on their own lives and Mary's life of faithful discipleship. In the Litchfield Hills, the journey is half the fun. Explore and unwind in an area of natural beauty with a strong sense of place. To visit our attractions, search by name on the internet. They all have websites and regularly posted hours. Enjoy!